Hi, Professor Marcelo here. Today I have Bruno Fernandes, 5th degree black belt. How are you doing, Bruno?
Doing great, man. Just finished training. Couldn't feel better.
In this video, we're gonna talk about Jiu-Jitsu as a self-defense for kids. I believe Gracie Barra has one of the largest kids program in Canada. What do you tell parents that are looking for a martial art for their kids? Like, what are the things that you consider top importance?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is what kind of tool are you going to give your kid to defend themselves if they ever need it. If you teach them how to punch or how to kick, once they get attacked, how do you think they're going to react? Like, they're going to use what they know, right? And then someone's going to get hurt, right? So do we really want that? Like, when 5, 6, 7-year-olds like punch each other in the face, broken nose, broken teeth, like I don't think it's desirable. So as a representative of the Jiu-Jitsu, I really believe that we shouldn't teach kids strikes as a means of self-defense. So in that case, I think Jiu-Jitsu stands out.
So if you can't use strike, what are the tools? How are you going to defend yourself?
Yeah, that's the whole magic of Jiu-Jitsu, right? Like the Jiu-Jitsu in itself was a martial art designed for the weak to defend themselves from the strong. Without actually hurting your opponent, right? So the whole point is control. You neutralize any attack that you're exposed to, you control your opponent without causing any harm, and if you need it, you apply submissions, right? So what do we mean by control? It's basically grappling. Like, so we close the distance, like we limit the opponent ability to hurt us, and then using a variety of techniques, we completely control our opponent on the ground. So that's the main point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu brings the fight to the ground, and the ground, like, there's no strike involved. If there's any strike, the strikes are not as strong as on feet, right?
Statistics shows that any fight goes to the ground anyway, sooner or later. So it makes sense to learn an art that specializes on where all the fights are going to end up anyway.
Very different approach, not teaching the kids like to strike each other. So I think that's the beginning of what you said, which makes a big difference when approaching self-defense, approach of a martial art, to not teach kids to hurt each other.
Yeah, we don't try to transform our kids in killing machines. We try to make them confident enough that they can spot when they're in danger, avoid it at all costs. And only as a last resource, if they cannot do anything other than engage in a physical combat, they're going to be able to do that without hurting the other kid, and of course without hurting themselves.
So it's good that you touch on this point, like confidence, right? We hear a lot the relation between self-esteem and self-defense, like through Jiu-Jitsu, right? How do you see that?
Yeah, because even though bullying is it's a major issue and it's quite prevalent, it doesn't happen very often that the kids are actually physically attacked, right? So the kids might go through their lifetime without actually ever using any of the techniques that they learn in Jiu-Jitsu. So was that a waste of time and money? Well, not really, because the whole point is for them to know that they can defend themselves if they need it. Right? And just that feeling that they would be able to handle a stressful situation, it's enough. For me, that's the whole point. So if the kids can live without fear of going to the unknown, going to the school, doing sports, without being intimidated by a kid that is stronger or older or just an aggressive bully. If they can go through their childhood without fear. That's the major gift that we can give to them once they learn Jiu-Jitsu.
So it gives them peace of mind to focus on their school. So you believe that would benefit, I would say, differently than other sports. How do you see the impact of Jiu-Jitsu in the character development of those kids?
We have different kinds of kids, right? That come to our school. Some kids are bullied, right? They are usually the victims. They're weak. They're shy, So they're usually targets, like for bullies. But we also have kids there, like leaning towards like the bully side, right? Like they're maybe overconfident or just a bit more developed than other kids of their own age. And Jiu-Jitsu is good to kind of put them down a bit, right? Like, so once they put in an environment that they might be like fighting against kids that might be younger or smaller, but they've been training for longer than them, and they get completely controlled. Like that usually like lights a bulb in their heads, you know. Like it's like, whoa, I'm vulnerable also, you know, and then makes them a bit more humane in the way they treat like other kids.
Cool. If you had to choose one technique to teach, like you have a son, right? If you only could teach one technique, what that would be?
Would be
Can you show us?
Yeah, we're gonna show. Like, let me explain why we like that technique, right? So, if you have to choose one, like the technique must be simple, right? It must be simple to use, and it should not need any specific requirement, right? Because like you don't know how the other person is gonna attack. And also, it should be used as soon as possible, ideally before the combat actually starts, right? And most importantly, it shouldn't cause any harm, like to the person attacking you, right? Of course, as far as kids are concerned. So all that being considered, like I think the double leg takedown, like check all boxes. Right? So it's easy to do. Like every kid can learn in one class. It doesn't hurt the other kid, and it is very overwhelming for the other kid like receiving the takedown. Right? Like it might not be so graphic as a punch or a high kick, but once a kid gets taken down by another, the fight usually ends right there. You know, like, so they really get scared by being taken down, even though they didn't get hurt. Right? So I really like that.
Yeah,
that
they eventually got taken down and they're on the bottom, which is
uncomfortable,
right?
Uncomfortable, and it's completely new for them.
For them, yeah.
And if they haven't not done jiu-jitsu, they have no idea how to fight off their backs, right? Like, so right away they get overwhelmed and a bit humiliated also, you know, like, so that's usually enough to stop a bully from continuing.
So let's show.
Let's do it. So alright, so we're gonna break down the double leg now. The double leg takedown that we teach kids, like a disclaimer there, so I don't offend any wrestler. Like this is a really simplified version of the double leg takedown, right? So kids can understand. We broke it down into 4 steps, right? So the first step would be you step right between the legs, and then we squat. And then the third one, we squeeze the legs by the level of the knees. And the last one, we push. Alright? So that's the technique that you can teach your kids at home. It's super simple, like 4 steps, right? Step 1, step 2, squat, step 3, squeeze, step 4, right, push, and down he goes, right? So this is how the kids like do it during class. They get to bring that into a self-defense situation, right? We kind of like modify it a little bit. Like let's say like I'm the kid, he's the bully. Let's say I'm cornered, like I have nowhere to run, like nowhere to hide, which I would if I could, but like I have no other option. Like I sense like that I'm gonna be attacked, so it's always good to take the initiative, right? So distract my opponent, like clap right in front of his face, right? So once the kid gets distracted, I do the other steps, right? So I'm gonna clap and step at once, and then I squat, squeeze, and push, and down he goes. And then you walk away, right? So the problem is solved. You don't need to engage in battle. That's not the point of self-defense, right? It's just to neutralize the opponent and get out of trouble, all right?
Awesome, very simple. I think everyone can practice and learn that at home.
Yeah, so you can teach your kids at home, like so just push the furniture around and like you can start playing with it. Like kids love taking down their parents, like so you might have some fun with your kid.
Just don't forget to tuck your chin when you go down.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks.
All right.
See you in the next video.